Good evening. This is BelGeode, and we are back with some more Microsoft Flight Simulator preview videos. Okay, so we're continuing our world tour here, and tonight we are going to be going to the country of Turkey. So at the bottom, as always, I'm going to give my shout outs to the two viewers that actually have been requesting Turkey. Both of you have requested the same area, Istanbul. So I figured we would do a short flight around in the nifty little Cessna 152 just to kind of take a break from the 172. We're going to go old school tonight. So big shout out to Flight Simulator 2020 and Ethic White. Both of you viewers get your request right now. So we'll zoom into Mother Earth really quick. We'll take a look at the flight plan and then we'll hop in the cockpit and get started and get going. Alright, so this is the general area of Istanbul, and we're going to be starting from the eastern side of Istanbul, and we're going to be flying to the western side. So we're starting at ICAO code Lima Tango Foxtrot Juliet. I'm not even going to try and pronounce this, so don't worry, I won't butcher the language. But we're going to be flying west, and we're actually going to see if we can find Hagia Sophia. I remember learning about Hagia Sophia when I was an architecture student back in college. So I've always wanted to see what it looks like, and I'm pretty sure that Microsoft and Asobo, along with Black Shark AI, have probably done a good job. So we're going to see if we can find it on our way in to Ataturk, Lima Tango Bravo Alpha. Alright, so that is the flight plan. Nice, quick, and easy 13-minute flight. Of course, we're going to drag it out a little bit longer because you know me, I've got to sightsee. I've got the weather set to live weather today, and it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day, at least judging from my test recording that I just did. And I've set the time for the evening, so it is about 5:10 p.m. local time, or 17:10 local time. Now, before we hop in, let me teach you another thing about the interface that you're looking at here. And this has to do with these two guys down here. So we'll start with the legend. When you open up the legend is what tells you what everything means. Like if we were to zoom in, you'll see all these various little nav aids and so on and so forth. On the right hand side, it'll tell you what each nav aid means. So you have your VOR, VOR DME, NDBs, NDB DME, and so on and so forth. You'll also see things like traffic listed there, as well as friends. If you actually have people added to your friends list, which is up here in the upper right, they will show up on your world map as well as a friend. So there we go. Pretty easy stuff to learn, but just bear in mind that it is here under the legend. Now, as far as the map itself, you can actually add different overlays to it. So if we open up filters, you will see all the various choices. Now, the background map is pretty straightforward. You may have noticed whenever I zoom in and out, it goes from a real-world topographical view to this little map right here. You can change that by switching it around. So if we set it to satellite, when we zoom all the way in, it will still show the topographical view. Just bear in mind, it's a little blurry. It doesn't get much closer than that. It's really meant to be seen from far away. So I usually try to keep mine on blend, so that way it'll just automatically switch over. Clouds, of course, you can add and show clouds. You can also show precipitation. Right now there does not appear to be any rain around Turkey, but if you look, say, in this area, you'll see that there's some light rain around Belgrade, and we can also turn it off completely. Personally, I like having the clouds because that usually gives me a pretty good indication as to what's going on. Wind effect, you can also show the various winds. So if you're concerned about maybe taking off in an area that has a stiff crosswind, you can always turn this on and it will show you what the winds look like at the various heights. I usually keep that off though. Friends, usually you'll want to have that on, unless of course for some strange reason you really don't want to see your friends on the map, in which case you can turn that off. Airports, same story. You can sort by different airports. I want to call your attention to this. You'll notice that heliports are already in the lineup. However, there are no heliports that I know of yet in the flight sim. But our good buddy Sergio from helisimmer.com is on the case, and as soon as we have helicopters, we'll probably be having heliports because he's going to be in Microsoft's face going, does it have helipads? That's a Sergio trademark, that's all I can say. And then, of course, the other things of interest, landmarks, that's how we were able to figure out where exactly the Hagia Sophia is. And you'll notice that there is another mosque, Sultan Ahmed Mosque, just to the south of that. All of those show up whenever you have landmarks on. Cities, of course, they're going to show up as well, but if you have an idea of what the world is like, you probably know where all the cities are. And then this one is really interesting, fauna. So no doubt, if you remember the very first video, the trailer video that came out when we all found out that Microsoft was coming out with a new simulator, they showed a lot of animals. This question has been coming up a lot on social media, in particular over the last week. People are asking, where are the animals? Where are the animals? You can find them by keeping fauna turned on, and it will actually show you all over the world little icons as to where you can find particular animals. They're not in every single part of the world, but at least you can find the key ones that you may want to be looking for, you know, like elephants, giraffes, flamingos, and so on and so on and so on. There's a lot more than that, but I don't want to give you any spoilers yet. All right, and then the final thing is airspaces, nav aids, and fix or RNAV position reports. Those are going to be mostly useful for those of you who enjoy flying things such as IFR flight. So keep that in mind. All of that is available to you on this map. Okay, so that is our lesson for the day. We are going to hop into the Cessna and we're going to check out Istanbul. So cue up They Might Be Giants, and I'll see you in the cockpit. Okay, so we are in a brand new bird, and I gotta admit, folks, I've never actually been in a 152. I've only ever been in a 172 in real life, so I really know nothing about this bird. But you can see there is a Beechcraft over there. We will not be flying a Beechcraft anytime soon because I'm actually more of a Cessna fan. I did notice there's no registration number, so I assume that means that's probably a player. But with that having been said, let's go ahead and get rid of our yokes and we'll get this bird started. I am going to do things differently this time around. What I want to show you today, I want to show you how you can use the AI Copilot to help you with your checklists. So here's how that's done. First thing we need to do, we need to go to the AI control. And we need to make sure checklist assist is turned on, which as you can see, the switch is in the on position. So we'll go ahead and close that out. And we will now go to our checklist, and there will be several pages that you can see there. Before engine start, starting engine, before takeoff, normal takeoff. We'll only go through like the first couple of pages. That should give you a pretty good idea as to how the whole thing works. The whole reason why we're using the AI Copilot is they will actually read to you the steps that you need to do. And how we get that started is to click Evaluation, and look at what happens.
Fuel shut-off valve.
So you'll notice that it's waiting for me to get the job done.
Open. Brakes.
And we'll just test our
Test
brakes
and
here.
set.
There we go. So that's it for that page. That page is done. But the idea behind that is the camera will automatically pan over to where you need to look. Now, I'm using the poor man's VR, so just be
Mixture.
advised, my head is all over the place here. All right, mixture needs to be rich.
Rich.
There we go.
Carburetor heat.
That should already
Cold
be in. Yep.
Prime.
Okay, so we're going to prime this puppy. Let's go for 3 times. Holy
As
crap.
required.
That is horrible
Throttle.
sounding. Sheesh. All right, throttle. We'll open you up a little bit.
Open 1/2
Half inch.
Master switch.
Master switch. Okay, so we have battery and alternator. They're highlighting both, so we're going to hit both.
On. Ignition.
And we'll get our magnetos on. So right, left, both. And this is the time that we would lean out and shout, "Clear prop." And now we're going to start.
Start. Throttle.
Huh, that was weird. It almost sounded like it didn't want to start there for a second. Maybe I should have primed it a little more. All right, where were we? Throttle. We need to adjust for 1000 RPM. Where's my RPM gauge? Oh, there it is, the flashing blue one. Fancy that. All right, so we'll pull the throttle back a little bit until it reaches 1000. Should be right about there. But you can see that it makes it rather easy for you to figure out exactly what it is that you need to do. And it does move the camera where you need to have it. Bear in mind, if you are in track IR, then of course your head movements might throw that off and it might feel a little bit weird. Why is it not at 1000?
Oil pressure.
Okay, well,
In green
that's
sector.
done. Okay, that's already
Flashing
set.
beacon and navigation lights.
That's kind of weird.
On as required.
Usually you turn those on before you turn the engine on. Interesting. All right, well, we're done with that page, so that's everything that I wanted to show you as far as the checklist goes. Just remember that you can opt to do this manually. You don't have to have the camera move all over the place. And you can also opt to have it done without the AI help. All right, let's take a moment here and listen to Adis.
Turkey Airport information, Charlie 14000 Zulu, wind 0.
How's this pronounced? Turkey?
Visibility, tree, sky condition, few clouds at 900 feet, few clouds at 4,000 feet, few clouds at 12,100 feet, temperature 24, dew point 10, altimeter
Wind seems a little high.
7 tree, ILS runway 6 in use, landing and departing runway 6, VFR aircraft, say direction of flight, all aircraft read back hold short instructions, advise controller on initial contact, you have Charlie.
Okay, the winds are definitely high. Wow, but at least we have our altimeter set, and we're going to call for clearance.
Kurt KO ground, Cessna Tango Charlie, Alpha Golf Bravo request taxi for departing straight out with Charlie.
Kurt
Cessna Tango
KO?
Charlie,
Really?
Alpha Golf Bravo taxi to and hold short of runway 6 using taxiway November Delta Juliet. Contact tower on 118.8 when ready.
Okay, sounds good.
Taxi to and hold short runway 6 via taxiway November Delta Juliet Cessna Alpha Golf Bravo.
All right, so we've gotten that taken care of, and I took the liberty of setting our transponder to standby, so we should be set to go. Just get the flaps down here for a little. Okay, I think we are just about ready to taxi, so we need to head that away, and I believe the runway is right over there. Yeah, that looks like the end of the runway. Okay, so you know what we've got to do, folks, and I'm not going to do a pushback this time, so we'll go to the outside view. Alright, so once again we have fast forwarded a little bit here. So we are pretty close to the end of the runway. Doesn't appear to be a lot of traffic on this side of the airport, but then I think the other side of the airport is more than likely where the passenger planes are. Of course, if you live in Istanbul and you're watching this video, you will have to let me know exactly what goes on at this particular airport. Alright, here is our hold short line, so we're just gonna mosey on up here. Damn, those brakes sound like they need some work. Woo! Wow, alright. But we are pretty much set to go, so let me just make sure that I've got everything on that needs to be on. We'll also get our RPMs back up to 1,000. Okay, let's get... Oh, wow, I forgot to turn on a taxi light. See, this is why we need a better checklist. Strobes on, pitot heat's on. What is this on the end here? Floodlight? Dome light? No, we don't need you. Okay. Everything else looks good. I've adjusted our trim, so let's call for takeoff clearance. Kurt Coy Tower. There it is.
Kurt KOA Tower, Cessna Tango Charlie, Alpha Golf Bravo at runway 6 ready for takeoff, straight out departure.
That pronunciation is
Cessna
hilarious.
Tango Charlie, Alpha Golf Bravo cleared for takeoff runway 6 traffic is generic on upwind, straight out departure approved.
I didn't even see a generic. Wow.
Cleared for takeoff runway 6 Cessna Alpha Golf Bravo.
Alright, so we've got our clearance. That is what we needed. And we're going to set the AI to turn off checklist assist and turn on manage radio comms. So it'll be just like the last video where they'll be interrupting me as I'm trying to tell you stuff. But we'll live with it. Alright, parking brakes off. Let's take the active. Incidentally, when the ATC window is up, you will notice that I am always looking to the left. Remember, I've got that little curved screen going on right now in my Oculus Rift S, so because of that, the ATC window is actually way off to my left, so that's why you're seeing me turn. Alright, but here we are, runway 6. Looks like a pretty long runway. I think we should be fine with this. I'm not even going to bother with the brakes down, throttles up. We're just going to go, go, go. I think I remembered the trim. Yes, I did. Alright, let's see if I can fly this with any semblance of realism. It's not a 172. Hey, look at that! We're up! How do you like them apples? Alright. Okay, so as soon as we get a little bit more airspeed, we'll get the flaps up. I think that's probably as much airspeed as we're going to get with the flaps, so we may want to just do that right now. There we go. And of course we'll need a trim. Very nice, very nice. Now this aircraft, as far as I'm aware, does not have autopilot, or at least I haven't been able to find an autopilot. And look, there's a terminal over there. So we're pretty much going to be hand flying this thing, and of course once we get up to cruise, I will trim it out so that way we don't have to do a lot of work. But we'll say goodbye to the airport, and we're going to hang a right. We're going to head out towards the sea. And then we're going to follow the coastline on our way to Istanbul. Alright, we should be clear of the runway now. Interesting little hill there. Okay, let's make our right-hand turn here. We're going to go to the outside view for that, so that way you can get a better look at the scenery, because I realize inside of a Cessna the visibility really isn't all that great. But at least you will be able to see how they've modeled this part of the world. Alright, to the outside view we go. Okay, so far everything looks good. We're just over 2,000 feet and we're headed south towards the Sea of Marmara. And you can see everything looks pretty cool to me.
Exit runway when able.
So we're probably going to bring it up to about 2,500 feet, roughly. My main goal is to get out of the way of traffic. You may have heard that we've got some airliners and so on coming in. Right now I have everything set to live traffic, which means because of the fact that everything is hooked together with FlightAware, anything that's currently being displayed on FlightAware in real life will be replicated in the sim. It's not perfect. I will give you that. It is not perfect because, well, AI is AI. But with that being said, I think it's a pretty good approximation of what's going on in the world right now.
Contact ground on 121.75.
Oh, these guys, I swear. We're going to make a right here, just over the coast. But yeah, one of the things that I like about the fact that FlightAware is there, it does tend to breathe a little bit more life than just the generic AI. But of course, you do also have the option of just setting it up with generic AI. And they are kind of mixed in.
Bravo, you are leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Okay, good deal. AI Copilot should handle that.
Turkey Oi Tower Cessna Tango Charlie, Alpha Golf Bravo frequency change.
All right.
Yazıkoy approach Cessna Tango Charlie, Alpha Golf Bravo is type Cessna 152 3 miles northwest of Lima Tango India Charlie, request flight following.
It's going to be a short flight to follow.
Alpha Golf Bravo Yazıkoy approach, squawk 1637.
1637, okay, I should
Squawk
probably change that.
1637 Cessna Alpha Golf Bravo.
Whoa! Oh wow, so in this aircraft it looks like it does it automatically.
Cessna
Nice!
Alpha Golf Bravo radar contact 4 miles northwest of Lima Tango India Charlie, 2,400 feet altimeter 29.73.
Copy Cessna Alpha Golf Bravo.
Okay, so that's all the talking we'll need to do with the ATC. Okay, so part of the reason why I decided to come out here is I wanted to get a closer look at these islands. Unfortunately, I have no clue how to pronounce the names of any of these islands, so I'm sure I will be told in the comments how to do so. But suffice to say, I think they look really cool. And of course, it's going to be one of those things where you'll have to confirm for me whether or not Microsoft and Asobo, and of course Black Shark AI, were able to get it right. I did get a lot of positive feedback on the India video, the Bangalore video, the last one that I put up, and it seems like they are on the right path when it comes to creating these buildings for the various parts of the world that currently don't have accurate 3D information. It looks like they're still able to pull something off. So you can see a nice little populated island down there. It actually looks pretty cool. I don't know how close it is to real life, but I have to say that actually does look pretty decent. Now, one thing that I have noticed, and this is a little bit of a criticism that I have with this sim, the water. Yes, the water looks absolutely phenomenal as far as the reflection, the light scattering, and all of that good jazz. However, the color of the water, a lot of places seems to be off. I've noticed it in particular with Jamaica for that first video that I did. Now, Jamaica, of course, is in the Caribbean Sea, so the watercolor there is different than, you know, what you would expect here in this sea or north of Istanbul in the Black Sea. You know, the coloration is going to be a little bit different. But needless to say, it's not quite matching real life. Now, while I'm on the subject of water, there's another thing that I do want to point out. And let me just give you the caveat that I always have been giving you throughout these videos. Beta is beta, not everything complete, yada yada yada, so on and so forth. But the other thing that I want to point out, you'll notice like around the islands, the waves are coming in. There's no surf. Like, you don't see the surf actually hitting the ground. Even in FSX, you had that little surf effect there. That's not present in this sim. And the same goes for water spray. There is no water spray, which is one of the main reasons why I have not yet shown the Icon A5, even though I love that aircraft. Alright, so I think we've had enough of the water for now, and I do see what appears to be downtown Istanbul, so we're going to make our right here, see if we can find the Hagia Sophia. Not even sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. That's the way that I remember my teacher saying it, but then my teacher was American, so he could have been wrong as well. What can I say? But I am just looking forward to seeing if it's actually there. And even though I have watched a bunch of other fellow YouTubers' videos, I really haven't paid close attention to some of the areas outside of the US because, well, I didn't want to spoil it for myself, basically, especially if I'm going to end up doing videos of those areas. Alright, looking for traffic here. I know we've got that airport nearby. Now, the airport that we're going to be landing at is off to our left. It's currently off screen, so I don't think we should be getting into any trouble, at least as far as traffic goes. You know what? Let's go back to the outside view, and I'll use that opportunity to take a quick scan around just to make sure we're not going to run into anything unforeseen, as it were. Alright, we will be right back. Now, one of the things that I was always told when I was in architecture class was Istanbul is famous for its arts, for their galleries and museums, and of course, their architecture, which to me is also an art form. I mean, take a look at that right there. That's it. That's the Hagia Sophia. That is an incredibly beautiful building. And if you look just behind the spar there, you'll see the other mosque as well. Both of those are well designed and also well modeled. Wow. So I hope you don't mind. That was pretty much the 25-cent tour. I really wanted to do a quick tour here because I know these videos do tend to drag on from time to time. I really don't want to do any more 1-hour videos. Half hour is fine. This video is already kind of going over that, so we'll probably be done in around 45 or so minutes, roughly. I'm guessing. But anyways, we are just about ready to head towards our airport here. And I'm actually trying to remember if this airport has like a specific name. I'm just referring to it as Ataturk because that's how the sim refers to it. But I do realize that some information in the sim is a little bit outdated. We discovered that in the very first one of these preview videos when they referred to Ian Fleming International Airport in Jamaica as Boscobel. Boscobel is what I remember it as a kid, but that's not really what it's called right now. And I'm pretty certain that there are other instances of that around the world where places, the names may have changed since this information was first gotten.
Yezokoy approach, Cessna Alpha Golf Bravo, cancel flight following.
Cessna Alpha Golf Bravo Yezokoy approach cancellation received. Squawk 1200, frequency change approved.
Yezokoy approach, okay, no problem.
Yezokoy approach, Cessna Tango Charlie,
Wait, what?
Alpha Golf Bravo is type Cessna 152 6 miles east of Yezokoy, request flight following.
What is going on here?
Cessna Tango Charlie, Alpha Golf Bravo Yezokoy approach.
Oh, crap.
374.
I know what it is. Our AI Copilot is still managing the comms.
Cessna Alpha Golf Bravo.
Okay, well,
Alpha Golf Bravo radar contact 6 miles east of Yezokoy, 1,700 feet, altimeter 29.74.
Alright, well, we needed the altitude anyway, so we'll change our barometer and acknowledge.
Copy, Cessna Alpha Golf Bravo.
And now we can cancel flight following again.
Yezokoy approach, Cessna Alpha Golf Bravo, cancel flight following.
Sheesh.
Cessna Alpha Golf Bravo Yezokoy approach cancellation received. Squawk 1200, frequency change approved.
Alright, sounds good. 1200 it is. We'll click off of that.
Yezokoy approach, Cessna Tango Charlie, Alpha Golf Bravo
no.
is type Cessna 152 5 miles east of Yezokoy, request flight
That is
following.
totally not what I meant to hit, folks. Oh my
Charlie,
god.
Alpha Golf Bravo Yezokoy approach. Squawk 5246.
This guy at Yezokoy approach is probably like, what is this pilot doing?
Squawk 5246, Cessna Alpha Golf Bravo.
Fine, we'll squawk
Cessna Alpha
5246.
Golf Bravo radar contact 5 miles southeast of Yezokoy, 1,500 feet, altimeter 29.74.
Well, at least the barometric pressure hasn't changed.
Copy, Cessna Alpha Golf Bravo.
Alright, nearest airport list is what I meant to hit. We want Ataturk. And, wait, there's a surprise, Yezokoy Tower.
Yezokoy Tower, Cessna Tango Charlie, Alpha Golf Bravo is 5 miles southeast with Golf to land.
Cessna Tango Charlie, Alpha Golf Bravo Yazagway Tower. Fly left base runway tree 5 right, altimeter 29.74 wind 016 at tree 9er.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
Make left base runway tree 5 right, Cessna Alpha Golf Bravo.
Alright, runway 35 right. Got it. He said the winds are at 016 for 39 knots. Are you kidding me? People who live in Turkey, can you please confirm that you've been having high winds over the last couple of days? Just to give you a point of reference here, I am recording this on Sunday the 9th of August. And I am probably, what, a few hours behind you. That's crazy winds. What is going on in the world here? First Bangalore, now Turkey. Sheesh. I'm afraid to figure out where I want to fly next. I'll probably end up in a hurricane. Well, I've already done that. I just didn't have any video.
Clear to land runway tree 5 right, wind 016 at tree 9er.
Why, thank you, sir. I think I need to acknowledge because I actually turned off the AI Copilot.
Cleared to land runway tree 5 right, Cessna Alpha Golf Bravo.
Okay, so now it is time to get our flaps down. And of course we'll need to trim up for speed here. We're going to make it nice and leisurely. We'll go to the outside view and see if we can make this base leg turn here. This isn't exactly going to be by the books, but then if you've been following this channel for any length of time, you know that it's very rare that I do anything by the books. Alright, we're looking good on descent here, so let's go outside. Okay, definitely coming in at an angle here. It wasn't exactly my best base leg to final turn, but we should be able to drift our way in. And I noticed there is, what is that? A hotel? An apartment building? There is something on that approach path there. Huh. Again, you'll have to tell me in the comments if there really is a building there coming into this airport. Now, from my understanding with this airport, the passenger terminal should be off to the right where the tower is. You can see that on the center to right side of your screen. We are actually going to be parking all the way at the end on the left-hand side. So pretty much once we land, we're taking this runway all the way to the end before we make our left turn. All right, let's go back outside. I want to take a look at this apartment here. Well, the good news is we appear to have passed the building without any incident, and we also happen to be on glide slope. You just heard the middle marker there. We could have gone in ILS, however, we're VFR right now, so we're fine. Alright, we are perfectly trimmed, and I'm just managing our power and trying to work my way back to the center line here. This is going to be a very long rollout, folks. Set it down right about here. I actually don't mind if I'm a little floaty this time because we've got a lot of runway here. Alright, here we go. Nice. And nose wheel is down. We're already veering off to the left. Whew. That's those high winds that we were expecting. Okay, so welcome to Ataturk. Beautiful airport, and remember, everything that I've been showing you has been default airports. There is nothing modified as of yet to any of these airports. Now, I do realize that some airports will come with like the higher level packages, the deluxe, the premium, and so on and so forth. It really is entirely up to you as to whether or not you find value in any of the airports that are included with the higher level packages. For myself, I can tell you, full disclosure, I am not accepting a free version of this sim from Microsoft. I actually paid for the premium deluxe version.
Bravo, exit runway when able.
And actually, they just took the money out today. A number of people were commenting on Facebook that, hey, Microsoft got their money. Yep. We're getting close, folks. We're getting close. If you're watching this the day that it came out, we have 8 more days to go before this sim is live, and you will have your hands on it as well. I will still, of course, be honoring the list that I've been compiling, but please, folks, no more requests. No more location requests, please. I have plenty enough to keep me busy, probably for the next couple of months at least. Alright, but we are going to work our way over.
Golf Bravo contact ground on 121.8.
Will do. Yeah, I gotta remember the AI Copilot's not helping me out anymore, so let's just stop right here at the hold short. And we'll take care of the tower and see if we can get our parking spot.
121.8 Cessna Alpha Golf Bravo.
Okay, good deal. And we want, wait, what was it? 121.8. Where is that? That's a lot of ground. Wow. Maybe it's at the top. There, up, there it is, 121.8. Okay, taxi to parking.
Ground Cessna Tango Charlie, Alpha Golf Bravo request taxi to parking.
Cessna Tango Charlie, Alpha Golf Bravo taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Bravo cross runway 17 right Bravo.
Okay, seems pretty straightforward.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Bravo cross runway 17 right Bravo Cessna Alpha Golf Bravo.
So as we've been doing before, we'll just look for our little guys. Okay, looks like we are in the GA section, and I think I see our 2 little guys there. Let's see if we can pass this aircraft on our left here. They don't appear to be marshalling me in today. I wonder what's up with that. Alright, well, I'm just going to pull up next to them here. Oh, before I forget, don't know if you missed it, but Orbix did announce that they do have airports that are going to be coming for this sim. In fact, they might be arriving a lot sooner than you might think, and they're also a lot cheaper than you might imagine. So I'll post the link to Orbix's announcement in the video description below. Be sure to check that out. And just between you and I, folks, little secret here, Orbix has actually been helping Microsoft for quite some time. So I'm kind of not surprised that they'll have stuff available for us. And I can just about guarantee you it'll blow the pants off of anything default that you've been seeing in any of these videos. Alright, but that will just about do it for me, so thank you again for the suggestion, the viewer request to fly here in Istanbul. It is a beautiful city, and this has been BelGeode. I have been flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator. This has been a preview video, and we will be back in another part of the world on the next one. If you enjoy what you've seen, please feel free to give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you on the next video. Alrighty, folks. Ciao.